Welcome to the VidConcierge Show, the podcast that helps health professionals master their delivery, speak with clarity, and show up on camera like the trusted expert they are. In each episode, you'll learn practical techniques and expert insights to elevate how you communicate on video so your message lands, your presence connects, and more people see you as the trusted authority in your field. Let's get started. Hi, and welcome to the VidConcierge Show. I'm Dr. Walter Salubro. I'm a chiropractor, YouTuber, and founder of VidConcierge, the done-for-you YouTube growth system built specifically for health professionals. Now, if you're a health professional who's already creating videos, or let's say you want to start doing videos, this podcast is for you, especially if showing up on camera has felt awkward or unnatural. And I know exactly what that feels like because I've been there before early on in my video creating start. Now, today I want to break down something that a lot of health professionals really overlook, and it's how you deliver your message on camera. It's how you show up on camera, because it can make all the difference on how your message actually lands with your audience. If your energy is off, your words won't connect the way you want them to. I'm going to walk you through how to show up with more presence and clarity without sounding fake or forced or unnatural. I'll also tell you a bit about how I got started with video. I definitely didn't feel confident at first. In fact, I was really stiff and awkward and unsure of what I was even doing. And if you go back and look at my early YouTube videos on my YouTube channel, the channel is Dr. Walter Salubro, you'll see what I'm talking about. That's my chiropractic practice channel. But over the years, I began to learn and improve my delivery tactics, and that changed everything. Not just how I felt on camera, but how I connected with my audience. It made a huge difference in my practice, in my videos, my channel, and also my online brand. And since you're here, let me explain what this podcast is really about. This podcast is not about algorithms, thumbnails, scripting, or editing. That's all the technical stuff that you do to get your videos going on a platform like YouTube. My agency handles all that for my clients. This podcast, this show, is about helping you become the kind of on-camera communicator that people trust, remember, and follow. And I think that's super important for health professionals if you're making content out there to help people. Each episode, you're going to learn practical techniques and expert insights to improve how you speak, how you move, and how you connect on video. So your message lands, your presence builds authority, and your audience keeps watching, which is what we all want with our video content. Now, sometimes I'm going to do monologue episodes like this one, and other times you'll hear from expert guests that I'll be interviewing, people like performance coaches, speaking coaches, voice trainers. We're all going to be here to help you show up like a pro on video. Let's get into today's topic. Why delivery matters more than you think. Now, most health professionals are never told that your tone, your energy, your presence are just as important as the words that you're saying. And I've seen this with my agency clients. Some of them are really great at delivering their content, and others are just a bit more flat or not as energetic or passionate. And it makes a difference, I believe, in how the audience sees your videos and if they're going to really choose to continue watching them or not. You could be sharing life-changing advice, but if you sound unsure, you show up flat, you appear distracted, you lack energy or enthusiasm, your viewer will feel it. And they'll stop watching and they'll just click away. And that's the worst thing that you can do or have for your YouTube channel. If you ever watch yourself on camera and thought, I just sound monotone. I know I've been there before. Or I hardly showed any passion. Or that doesn't sound like me at all. Then you felt that gap. What's that gap? It's that one thing between how you feel and how you show up in person with patients. You know, you're naturally talking to patients and you feel great, but then you come across your video and you feel and look different. That's the gap I'm talking about. And like I said, I've been there also. When I first started filming videos, and I built, my primary thing that I built was my YouTube channel, but I've done videos on other platforms as well. I sounded robotic. I rambled. I repeated myself. A lot of ums and ahs, and I probably still do that today, but a lot less, most likely. I rushed through my points. My voice had no variation. And I wasn't even showing up like my true passion and energy that I would normally show up when I'm in front of people live, right? Not on video. But over time, I learned that better delivery isn't just about how I showed up. It actually started even before I clicked record on the camera. And that's the first technique that I want to give you today. This technique will help you shift into a more natural, confident presence right before you even hit record. And this technique is how you pre-frame your delivery before you press record. That's the technique we're going to talk about right now. Before you ever hit record, your brain is already setting the tone for how you'll come across. If you're already starting flustered or distracted or jumping straight from a mid-work or patient care to filming, and I've done that so many times, so I know exactly what that feels like, that energy will carry into the camera and eventually on video, and your viewers will actually pick that up. Here's what I started doing. And this is what I recommend for every health professional who wants to sound more natural and appear confident on video. It's called the 5-minute delivery warm-up. Step 1 in the 5-minute delivery warm-up is to get clear on your tone goal. This is happening way before you even press record. So you're going to ask yourself, how do I want to come across on video? Do you want to appear confident? Do you want to appear calm? Do you want to appear clear or passionate or warm or energized or all of the above, or mix it up, right? Name the tone goal that you want because it primes your brain and your body to deliver that energy on camera. Step 2, rehearse just the first 30 seconds. Now, this is a really powerful tip, and I learned this back in the day when I was going to presentations and seminars. One of the seminars I attended was called Train the Trainer by Peak Potentials, which was by T. Harv Eker, one of my favorite trainers. And back then I was trying to learn how to become more of a live public speaker versus video. But what he said in this Train the Trainer course was that the first 5 minutes of your presentation on stage is the most nerve-wracking part. Once you pass through the 5 minutes, then the rest of it becomes a lot easier. They said, always memorize your introduction. Memorize your introduction, those first 5 minutes, and then the rest, you can just go off script or template or whatever, have your notes and so forth. Step 2, rehearse just the first 30 seconds. Don't wing it. Memorize and practice your intro aloud 2 or 3 times. And I've done this many times with my YouTube videos. It makes a big difference. It gives you momentum. It helps eliminate those shaky starts or filler words like ums and uhs and yeah, and you're repeating words over and over again. Now, step 3, reset your voice and energy. This part makes a huge, huge difference. So how do you do this? Stand up nice and straight. Don't slouch or record from a drained seated posture. Almost all my videos on my YouTube channel are done in a standing position. And I use my arms, I get into the energy, I move around even with my arms and my body language. Take some deep breaths, breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, and do this for about 30 seconds to reset yourself. Smile gently. Yes, it actually shifts your tone. It appears differently when you smile. Shake out the shoulders, roll your neck, do 1 or 2 minutes of movement like push-ups or jumping jacks or light stretching or whatever gives you an energy boost. And again, a lot of these tips come from how I prepared myself doing live presentations, whether it was in workshops with patients or when I delivered talks at companies, health talks. And oftentimes I would just do some jumping jacks or push-ups on the floor and just get myself into a positive energy feeling. And then I go ahead and do my speech. Now, step 4 is you visualize your best in-person self. Think about how you sound when you're explaining something to a patient. You sound with confidence, clarity, enthusiasm. Think about that. Anchor that version of you and then bring that version to the camera. Step 5, hit record and always remember to smile before you speak. I already mentioned that earlier. This is an amazing technique, and this is one of the techniques we use also with my staff. I always train them when they're answering the phone to smile before they answer the phone. When you smile before you answer the phone, that energy is projected through your conversation. The other person actually picks up that energy, and I truly believe it. The same thing can be done with video. In fact, I'm smiling right now, and I'm sure my energy is projecting way differently, right, than if I wasn't smiling. Do this before you start and record, and then before you start speaking your video. That 2 second will soften your voice, open your energy, and remind your brain that you're here to connect with people, not just perform on camera. This 1 minute warm-up routine will improve your delivery more than any script can possibly can to get you ready to be your best self on camera. Give that a try. It's very, very helpful. It creates intention, it creates presence, and it reminds you that this isn't just about performing, it's about connecting with people. Videos about, in my opinion, having people meet you and connect with you and get an idea of who you are. And you can really create a massive, massive community when they're connecting with you and a massive following. Now, with each of these episodes in this show, the VidConcierge Show, I'm going to give you an action step. And the purpose of these action steps is to get you to implement what you just learned. I don't want to just be like another audio where you're just picking up another podcast, you're picking up some tips. I want you to actually put this to use. So you need to practice to get better at delivering and recording video content. Here's your action step for this week. Block off 5 minutes before your next video session to run through the warm-up steps we just talked about. And I'll put these in the show notes on my website so you could also see them on the web as well. Set your delivery intention. Rehearse your intro out loud. Reset your energy and voice. Visualize your best in-person self. And then hit record with a calm, pleasant smile. Then watch your footage back, your video clips, and ask yourself, did I come across the way I intended? Did I look and sound like someone that I would listen to? That's important. Would you enjoy watching and listening to your own video? If not, tweak your warm-up and try again. Now, the goal is not to be perfect. I've taught this to many health professionals. You don't have to be perfect. This is kind of a work in progress, right? It's not going to be perfect at the beginning, but you want it pure, natural, and enthusiastic as much as possible when you're delivering your videos. As you film more and more videos, you'll begin to feel more natural, more confident, and more like yourself on camera. This one shift, getting your energy and focus dialed in before you film, will change the entire video. So how the entire video feels, not just for you, but also for your audience. Awesome. Now, what's coming up in the next episode? We're going to dive in a very important topic, and we're going to talk about something that stops so many health professionals from ever starting. That's camera anxiety. Do you ever get that? The fear of being on camera, right? I've had that. I'll tell you my stories in the next episode. You're going to learn why it happens, what causes it, and exactly how to overcome it. This way, when you hit record, you'll do it without the nerves taking over, the anxiety taking over. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. That's it for today's episode of the VidConcierge Show. Always remember, how you show up on camera shapes how people see you. So keep practicing, keep showing up, and keep leaning into the role as the trusted expert. If you got value from this episode, take a moment to rate it, review it, and subscribe. It really helps the show grow. And if you want a free audit of your YouTube channel, that's by me, head over to www.valtoriamedia.com/audit. Your personalized channel audit will show you what's working on your channel, what's missing, and what to fix next, so you get more visibility and authority with your videos. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time on the VidConcierge Show.